Hello, hello, and welcome all of you that have gathered up here. I'm so grateful that we have people here interested in awakening their spiritual intelligence and cultivating more love in our hearts and in the world. So, uh, some more people might join and we'll see how it goes, but we'll have a small intimate gathering here consistent with the theme of love. And so maybe we could just start out by inviting everyone to type into the chat where you're dialing in from. Got Queens, New York, Lisbon, Portugal, Mill Valley, California, Santa Rosa, and I am in Santa Cruz, California. Awesome, awesome. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you to just put put this in gallery view for a moment and just look at these other beings, other human beings that are gathered here from different corners of the world. We've got someone here, Valina from New York City, and if you can, turn on your camera and just take a look at these human beings here with their unique faces and smiles and all motivated to awaken spiritual intelligence and cultivate more love. So, yeah, thank you, thank you. So let's now just type into the chat two or three adjectives of what your current state is. I'm feeling excited, nervous, anticipatory. See what two or three words would describe your state in the moment, just so we could feel into the field that's here. Open-hearted, curious, warm. Appreciative, reflective. Anything. Curious, joyful. Okay. Awesome and a little bit tired. Yeah, great. So everything's allowed, everything is welcome, everything is received. So one more question is if you could type in your intention in joining us here. Connect with others and share in the field of love. Hear Yosi talk about love and connect with others. Take time for myself and reflect. Share in spiritual intelligence and connect with others. Okay. All beautiful intentions. Share presence with everyone here, caring for myself. Yeah, when we share presence. We're caring for ourselves, our presence, and the greater field of presence. Awesome, awesome. So, so what we're gonna be looking at here today is the subject of love. So I'm gonna start with a little Hafiz poem. It says, "The subject tonight is love, and for tomorrow night as well. And as a matter of fact, I know of no better topic for us to discuss until we all die." So I think love is probably the most loaded word in the English language. There's more poems and songs and short stories and novels that are written about love and movies and than about anything else. And I think it's the deepest and strongest human motivation and emotions. All others pale in comparison. Um, and often we look for love, and there are many flavors. It could be love of truth, love of God, love of self, love of nature, love of our children, love of our romantic partner. So there are many, many flavors of love. And that's kind of unfortunate that in English we only have one word. But I do think that if I look deeply within my own psyche and with the privilege of being a therapist, working with clients, I think that love is the deepest motivation that we have. Underneath everything we seek is really we're yearning for love. It includes self-love, which is really a portal into the capital S love. Um, and very often I work with high achievers, CEOs, and very accomplished people, but their desire for success is really oftentimes there to attain a sense of self-worth, and so they can love themselves, feel worthy of love from other people, and we can even seek to be virtuous so we could be deserving of God's love, or maybe we'll get enlightened and we'll attain heaven or nirvana if we believe in such a place or a state. So I think if we look deeply, oftentimes underneath our motivations, it brings us back to this force, this core motivation and the drawn of love. Um, and love is the source of energy of our aliveness, from the mundane to the sublime. And at the most basic level, I love my morning coffee. I might say, I love coffee. I love the sweetness of ice cream. We may love our house, our car, the money in our bank account, or we can love our pet, or time with friends, time in nature, or yoga practice, or lovemaking with our partner. It is love that energizes us and draws us to that which we love. And whether it's our morning coffee or a glass of wine or our lover, we want to be close to that which we love. We want to know it intimately. I want to taste my coffee or my whatever, the food that I love, or the chocolate, and savor its full range of scents and flavors. So again, we have one word in English. The Eskimos have 50 words to describe snow. And someone who's into wine can appreciate and discriminate between many kinds of wines. I can barely tell the difference between red and white wine. Well, I'm exaggerating. I can tell red from white, and I can probably tell the difference between Cabernet and Pinot Noir. But that's really my ability as far as it goes. But someone who's as a wine lover or connoisseur will appreciate very many flavors of wine: red wine that's dry or sweet, or oaky or flowery or fruity, and so they can really enjoy the richness of many flavors. In Greek, there are 4 flavors of love that they speak of: empathy, bond, I think they call it storge, And there's philia, which is a friend bond. There's eros, which is romantic love. And then there's agape, which is unconditional or God love. But I think even that's very, very limited, because I think the way we love our children or our parents is going to be different from all of those, and the way we love our pet and so on. So my point is, love is a very rich, multifaceted thing. And I think it's one of our deepest motivations, or if not the deepest. So to quote Lord Byron, there are 4 questions of value in life. What is sacred? Of what is the spirit made? What is worth living for? And what is worth dying for? The answer to each is the same: only love. So what really is love? What do we mean when we say we love something? We can spend a lot of time discussing this, but I think there's one common thing to all these forms of love, and that is the desire, the drawn to be close to that which we love and to know it intimately. If we love our pet or the beer, we're drawn to it. We want to know it in detail and appreciate it. So in fact, in the Bible, it says that Adam knew Eve and they became one flesh. So we say there's a biblical way of knowing, and that means to make love. So the Bible is really hinting at the fact that to love is to know. And we can't really love something if we don't know it. We then really just love our projection or idea of what it is, but not what the thing is. So, to love and to know are intimately connected, so to speak, and pun intended. So now I'm going to take a sip of tea, and with my spiritually intelligent mug. So I'm going to get a little metaphysical, and I'm going to argue that the love force is what animates and enables our universe to exist the way we know it. And that love reveals itself in many forms, including the attraction. So I said one of the fundamental aspects of love is the draw, the attraction towards that which we love. Now, if we look at the night sky and us here on planet Earth, our planet Earth is rotating around the sun. And what's keeping it in rotation is the gravitational pull between the sun and the Earth. That's what's keeping it together. Otherwise, it would keep flying off into ever expanding, dark, lonely, lifeless space. So, and in this moment, all of us here are feeling what I call the love of Mother Earth, which is hugging us, pulling you in, keeping in place through the force of gravity, the weight of our body. And the Earth itself, as I mentioned, is moving around the sun. And everything wants to unite through this force of gravity and attraction. Now, of course, if we only had this attraction, everything would come together and we'd have this big crunch. And so the Earth is staying in this orbit around the sun because it's balanced by this kinetic energy that is keeping it from collapsing into the sun, and everything would disappear. And that happens also in human relationships and love. We may be united, we want to get close, we make love, whatever, and we feel ourselves dissolved. And then after a while, we want to go back into our autonomy. We want to get a drink, we have to go to the bathroom, whatever it is. So we have this dynamic in our lives between the attraction, the desire to merge into unity, and then it's balanced by the desire to emerge into our uniqueness, our differentiation, our autonomy. And the two kind of balance each other out. Otherwise, we just kind of get smushed together and lose ourselves, lose our identity, which is kind of what happens in a black hole where everything gets into a big crunch and nothing can get out, even light. So to quote Dante now, love that moves the sun and the other stars. So that's at the macro level, and I will also argue that this operates at the micro level with the electrons and the protons, the elementary particles that form matter, which is atoms and molecules, and then complex molecules, DNA, and enabling our organic human life. So again, it's the attractive force, the polarity between the electron and the proton that binds them together in the nuclei to keep the atoms going. And then the reason the electron doesn't collapse into the nuclei or the proton is, again, because of the kinetic energy that it's spinning very fast near the speed of light. So even protons and electrons are involved in this dynamic dance of a love relationship. So let's bring it back into our human realm, and I think love is essential for our human, the way now I'm getting a little less metaphysical, more human, so to speak. And basically, love is fundamental and essential to our well-being, psychological and emotional, and ultimately even our physical health and longevity. Babies and young children that receive all the nutrition and food and housing and shelter that they need, but do not get the warm, loving connection and care from those caregivers around them, stop growing physically. They just fail to develop. And that's very curious. So, because they're getting all the food. So if we just take a kind of a physical, mechanical view of our body and our growth, it doesn't quite seem to make sense. But when there is that force of love, that energy of love, then our body functions and we can grow and develop into our potential, what our gifts are, and express them. The longest running study on human health has been running now for over 80 years, and it's looked at a bunch of people over the span of their life, and it's had like 4 directors who've run it. And what they've discovered, and now it's getting more and more publicity, is that the quality of loving relationships in our lives are the best predictor of health and longevity. And people who have few close friends where there's a quality of loving connection can make up for smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And it's more important than exercise or diet. So I find that very, very amazing and powerful to speak to the importance of the quality of loving connection in our lives. So then the question is, if love is so essential to our existence at many levels and so wonderful, and most of us want to love and want to be loved, why is it, what is it that's preventing us from having love more prevalent and permeating our life? And this is what we will inquire into our exercise. So I'm going to quote Rumi now, which is, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourselves that you have built against it." So as we start to see the barriers and limitations we put on our love in our lives, we can remove and soften them at least. So then our capacity for love grows. And as we grow our capacity for love, we can experience its richness and flavors. And so we'll do this exercise. And I'm just realizing I was so excited about everything. And I'm getting a message from Pauline that I forgot to do this meditation. So we're gonna pause all my talking and we'll go into a meditation and we'll loop back to the exercise. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna find a comfortable seated position. I've been standing so far. I invite you to do the same. And so yeah, well, we're doing things in an improvised way out of the order I originally intended to do this, but c'est la vie. Okay, so this meditation will take about 10 minutes, and so just begin by finding this comfortable seated position. Let your feet be flat on the ground, connected to the center core of Mother Earth, and feeling the sit bones and the cushion, and then letting the spine vertically align, supporting both the alertness and relaxation, serving as a channel of energy, connecting the crown top of the head, pointing at the heavenly sky and the sun and the stars, and then through the spine is this energetic channel and like an antenna down into the pelvis and the legs into the earth. So here we are, suspended, connecting the energies of heaven and earth, letting them merge and intermingle around our hearts. So this meditation I call the inspired meditation protocol, and will take about 10 minutes. And there's a short version of this on that you can get on the website. And there's this mnemonic of inspired, and at some point I'll be calling out certain body parts. And you just bring your awareness and breath gently into that area. There's nothing to do. Simply receive and allow and notice. So we'll begin with inspired, the letter I, inward gazing. So if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, and with I is inward gazing. And then N, nostril breathing. S, spine supporting, spirit soaring. P, posture aligning. I, inhaling, exhaling. R, relaxing, receiving, resting feet flat on the ground, connected to the center core of Mother Earth. E, expanding awareness. Sit bones and pelvic floor. Entire pelvis. Lower belly. solar plexus, and diaphragm. Heart and the space around it. Entire chest and lungs. Throat. Jaw. Lips. Tongue. Nose. Cheekbones. Eye sockets. And the space between them at the brow. Center of forehead. Temples. And the space between them at the pineal gland. Crown, top of the head. Back of the skull. Back base of the skull at the occiput. Back of the neck. Shoulder blades. And the space between them at the back of the heart. Arms. Hands. Legs. Feet. Entire bone and skeletal structure as it supports the whole body. Including the organs. And tissues. And blood vessels. Sensing the pulsating flow of blood through the arteries, veins, and the heart. Entire body. And the space all around it. The space above the head, how high does it extend? And does it seem dark and or light in the sky and space above? And the space below, how low does it go? And does it seem dark and or light in the soil and earth below? And the space in front ahead, does it have an end? And does it seem dark and or light in front? And the space in back behind, where does it end? And does it seem light and or dark in back? And the space inside the heart, how deep does it extend? And does it look dark and or light in the heart? Noticing the vastness of space as it surrounds, envelops, and permeates the body. Expanding awareness. D, deepening into essence, doing nothing, dwelling in being. Simply allowing, receiving the totality of reality within, without, and all around. Resting in pure being. The simple experience of I am. I am that I am. In its dynamic unfoldment of ever becoming anew moment to moment. I am that I am. I will be as I will be. Continuing to dwell, abide in essence as pure being, letting the awareness rest, present in and around the heart and the chest, receiving what arises, allowing. Noticing if it feels open or closed, expanded or contracted, transparent or opaque, dark or light, or perhaps mostly dark with a star point of light. Whatever it is, just allowing, receiving. continuing to abide, staying rooted in this place of presence as being, as pure being, receiving the sounds of these words, any other sounds, without putting any labels, whether it's a car or a fan or just the sensation of sound. And in a moment, allowing the eyes to open up as well, receiving the light, colors, and shapes without going out, letting it come, receiving, and without putting any labels on what it is, just colors and shapes. So let's take a moment now and we can type our experience of this moment into the chat. Just a couple of words, few adjectives. Calm and centered, expanded, open, serene, present, relaxed, and more present. Anybody else want to share their state? Still, warm, tired, a little more peaceful, also tired. Okay, so we are going to move into this exercise. As I mentioned in the Rumi quote, our task is not to seek for love, but to just look at all the reasons we block love. Because love is underneath it all our nature, as I may have mentioned. So in this exercise, we'll break into groups, probably 3 or 4 people in a group, and we'll do a group inquiry. It'll be first a chance for each of you to get to know each other, say a few words about each other, introduce yourself, just a minute. That will take about 5 minutes. And before that, you'll have a few minutes for a bio break or a stretch. And then we will go around in the group alphabetically, and we'll demonstrate this in a moment here. And say something about what's right about limiting our love. So what's right about limiting my love is, and whatever comes up, don't judge it. And so you'll do that in the group, and you know, you might agree with somebody that what they say, so you could say ditto, or or you can repeat it, or you can add something, or whatever comes up for you. If nothing comes up, you could say pass, and you just keep going. And then you'll reverse alphabetically the other direction. It would be a way I limit my love is. And we'll do that for 8 minutes. And then it will be a way I experience love is will be the last question before you move into an open discussion and about your in the group about your experience. So yeah, so I'm gonna invite Pauline and Val to join me as we'll demonstrate. And so Pauline and Val are on this Awakening Spiritual Intelligence team. Couldn't do anything I do without them. Two amazing human beings. Val is my main writing companion and editor, and just a multi-talented individual who does stand-up comedy and is a whiz at many things like the logos and so on that you see coming out. And then Pauline is also a multi-talented person who's my tech whiz person and helps people with nervous system regulation and tantric intelligence and all kinds of cool stuff. So that's the three of us here. So we're going to go alphabetically by first name. So here you'll see whoever's in your group. Hopefully there'll be some name or something written on their image. And so here we've got Pauline P, Val, and Yosi. So
it seems like I'm first alphabetically, so I can get started if you'd like.
yeah, please, let's go.
And
So
in the breakout, this would be after we've taken 5 minutes to just introduce ourselves.
yes.
Great.
And Pauline will put in a message and a timer so you know what's going on. So we'll start here. You want to get going? What's right
Yeah.
about limiting my love?
So what's right about limiting my love is I don't have infinite energy and I need to protect my time and energy.
I guess that makes me next. What's right about limiting my love is that it can protect you if you're unsure about someone.
What's right about limiting my love is I want to save it for special people, and I don't want it to lose its meaning.
What's right about limiting my love is I don't want to open my heart for fear of rejection.
What's right about limiting my love is that we all need to take time to rest sometimes.
What's right about limiting my love is I don't want to get hurt and disappointed when it's not reciprocated.
I'll demonstrate a pass. So pass.
What's right about limiting my love is there's only so many hours in the day, and we need to prioritize things.
What's right about limiting my love is that everybody else does, and I don't want to be crazy, the crazy one who's going around just blissed out on love. Everybody will think I'm crazy. Okay, so hopefully you get the idea here. So now we're going to go reverse direction on the next question. A way I limit my love is, so I think I'm first, correct? A way I limit my love is by rushing around, just focusing on getting things done.
The way I limit my love is by putting other people first and not extending myself self-care.
A way I limit my love is not honoring my own boundaries and then feeling passive aggressiveness towards others.
The way I limit my love is getting overscheduled and overcommitted and depleted. So I don't have the energy and resources to be present and loving.
The way I limit my love is by overbooking myself.
A way I limit my love is believing love is a finite resource and that I can't just keep giving it.
Right. Thank you. So this gives you a sense for you'll be doing this direction for 8 minutes and you just keep digging deeper. And then we're now back to alphabetical and the question is a way I experience love is.
So I'll start then. Alphabetical. A way I experience love is by being in nature.
The way I experience love is by sharing content with my friends.
A way I experience love is talking to my kids on the phone and just feeling the sweetness and care for them.
A way I experience love is by greeting my housemate with a smile and a hug.
The way I experience love is by listening when people need to talk.
The way I experience love is being present with my clients and appreciating their vulnerability and seeing them grow. And
How's that feel? Do you think we have the idea of the exercises? Anyone have any questions? Thanks, Angela. She says she's grateful for our shares. That was touching and helpful, and her heart is more open.
thank you, Angela. Good to have you here. So we're gonna break out into these groups. There's not many, so you'll be put into a group. You take your 5-minute bio stretch and then follow this timeline.
Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you. So we're back in the main room. Actually, we thought we would do our group share here. Kind of our timing cut off a little bit. It might be expected. So what's here now? What anybody want to share how this was for them, how you're feeling now?
I'm a little nervous because when things are recorded, it's a little nerve-wracking for me, but I'll try to jump in anyway. I just really appreciated that. And Yosi, when you mentioned all the stems and connected to this day, I just thought, oh my God, that's just so perfect. Like that's what I appreciate so much about doing things with you, your thoughtfulness about, how to create a container that actually is the way to talk about these things in a really safe way, whatever the theme is. So it's so much appreciation for that and getting to know everybody in the group, and all our unique, who we are and how you could see that come through. And I had this thing come up where I was so appreciating it and then also wanting like consistency, like people in my life. I have a lot of community, but I want society to change, and I want my, society wide to have more of this kind of thing where it's just how I live. We're looking for community, and we're going to be doing that. But I was just noticing this. Yes, this is wonderful, and I want like more consistency and safety, and maybe this is what you're offering a little bit with this community, which is it's such a gift. So thank you so much.
Yeah. So what's it like now for you to both experience and share the appreciation as well as own your desire for something? What if you include both the appreciation and the desire?
Wow. Yeah, that brings it home. I feel vulnerable and, tearful, and then it's like, oh, I realize I can do that for myself. I can include that part of myself. It lands more in me. Oh, I can feel more full then. I don't have to have it be out there. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, and what's happening in your chest and heart now?
Um, just like a sweet, flowing kind of it's a softness. Yeah, kind of I can feel my mouth and my chest is like this holding that wants to what really would like to be more soft. Kind of like clay, when you mold clay, it's malleable.
Yeah. You sound soft now. Your voice sounds soft.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's feeling really good.
Anybody else can share either about the exercise or anything we've been talking about? I'll say I feel a lot softer. Things have slowed down. What's when you notice what does the world look like right now? What's your perception of time? This time, is your experience of time the same, shifted? Do things look different? Colors, shapes?
I'll share that I've noticed my sense of time has shifted a lot. And when I first got on the call, I was in my head because I was doing some work and I was under a time deadline today. And now I'm just feeling very soft and open and warm in my heart. And the sense of time has kind of gotten very broadened and not so, it doesn't feel so important.
Hmm. Soft in the heart. Uh-huh. Yeah. And does the heart feel dark, light? Is there color there?
It's more of a feeling,
Uh-huh.
it's so much a color, but it's a feeling and a texture of it does feel softer. It feels bigger and flowing movement.
Uh-huh. Flowing. Uh-huh. And what's the texture? Is it like fluid or space or?
There's fluidity there, and there's actually the feeling is a little bit more dense, but it's not heavy dense. It's more like a fullness,
Uh-huh.
like a, so the texture is more like a instead of a real fluffy, like thinking of desserts like whipped cream, it's not like that. It's more like a fudge, like a heavy fudge feeling.
Okay.
So it's a delicious denseness.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a fullness and a fluidity and it's dense. And so when you feel that, how does that affect you emotionally?
I feel open and joyful
Mhm.
and connected.
Mhm. Open, joyful, and connected. Uh-huh.
More present.
And present. Uh-huh. Yeah, and there's a soft smile on your face. Anybody else? Someone who likes that fudge thing. Anybody else want to share? Anything came up for you from the exercise? Any thoughts, insights? Anything you would take away from it? Or...
I'm curious, Yosi, what you're thinking, moving forward. Are you gonna do more of these? Are you gonna see how it goes?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I'm glad you're interested. Yeah, I thought I was hoping to do these monthly. We kind of planning to do the next one March 15th and on the theme of purpose. And we'll be looking at the issue and question of purpose. We'll be inquiring and again, we'll do the exercise in small groups. It hasn't been finalized, but sort of looking at our gifts, what our gifts and how we can use them to contribute in the world, to give us a sense of purpose and deeper meaning.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll tell people. Thank you.
sure.
Pauline, thanks for your supportive comments. They're really, I'm feeling so happy to receive them.
Thanks for saying that, Angela. I feel a little bit of FOMO that I didn't get to participate in your beautiful group. And I really just love what you shared about wanting to create more of this type of a connection and heart-centered, really showing up together. So I'm grateful that you're interested in more and that you want to share it with people. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, our world just so needs, in my opinion. I mean, this is my life's work is about creating these kinds of contexts. So I feel so grateful that you all are doing this.
Yeah. Well, the Surgeon General just announced the pandemic of loneliness. So yeah, we've lived so disconnected and And as I said, our connections are so crucial to our well-being. So anything else before we have to wrap up? I see some of you may have to go. I will say this, I always like, there's all these great reasons why I limit my love, believing that it's finite. I don't want to get hurt, rejected, etc. But it's funny, we have all these ideas of love, but what love looks like, but when I kind of feel into it deeper, making a request from someone is a loving act rather than, disconnecting or staying closed in. So, it's just like love has many flavors and can look very differently. It's not like always just giving. I mean, it's giving, but sharing love could be making a request, could be being vulnerable, could be setting a boundary, like I need some time alone. That's a loving act. If we're gonna deplete ourselves and then disconnect from that person, or pull away because we've overextended ourselves, that's not a loving thing. The loving thing can be very much to set a boundary. And so it's not necessarily sustaining an image or something. And I know a lot of us talked about the need to take care of ourselves. Instead of framing it in our mind as a limitation on love, it's like, no, it is actually an act of love, including ourselves. And taking care of ourselves is what then enables us to share the love with others. So self-care is an act of love. It's an expression of love. It's not a limitation on love. So any questions or thoughts or? Louis, do you have any thoughts? Anything you can share? You're muted.
Thank you. I just want to share that I enjoy very much this session, but I was not able to be as present as I wanted, either because dinner is on the oven, the cat is nearby, so it was a little bit challenge for me. I hope next month it will be better, but nevertheless, it was very good to be here with you, and my Friday afternoon ended in a much better way to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Take care of the cat. What's your cat's name?
Oh, we name it Baste.
Baste. Okay. Enjoy the dinner.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to say something? Oh, one thing is, if you have time, there's a promotion on my book happening on Amazon through today for the ebook at $1.99. So if you want to support getting more spiritual intelligence in the world, please do so for $1.99. You can get it today. It's the lowest price it will ever be. And you can also buy it and gift it to someone. There's a button on the right side at Amazon. You could say, buy for someone, and you just can put in their email address and they can get it. So if there's someone you think might benefit from this, they can get the ebook. You could send it to them as a gift. And if you do, there's a bonus on my website that you can get a $50 voucher for assessing your spiritual intelligence. And on the Intelligency website that Lewis manages. And yeah, and you'll also get a copy of the Inspired Meditation Protocol that there's a shorter version of it, but similar idea.
Thanks, Yosi. I just want to say that when you guided us through like looking at different places, is it dark or light? That was just so helpful for me to really kind of look at energetically, because I do that a lot as it is, but I don't know, that particular orientation was very helpful, and I got a lot out of that.
Cool. What did you notice? I mean, some spaces like above or below, does it tend to feel light or dark, in front, behind? Is it all the same or different?
Mine was more like I feel more okay with my crown and earth, although my left side is not as grounded, but mine was more a little bit in front, and especially back here, a lot of like darker, heavy energies, because I don't seal that off, and there's other energies that get in.
I
So
think it's interesting for you, dark is heavy as opposed to space.
yeah,
Some people also can experience dark as just space.
yeah, which I usually do because I love the darkness, but in this case, it's like dark energies.
Okay, anything else? Anybody? So I should have asked this earlier. What are you taking with you? What's staying from today?
I don't know, is Velina, are you still there?
Lena left, I think.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just having to, I didn't want to be distracting because I'm moving around.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm still here
Awesome.
for a few more minutes.
Do you want to say what you got out of today, Velina? I didn't want to do all the talking.
Yeah, what did I get out of today? I really got a sense of connecting with you all during the exercise. And that was really, really nice. I feel like I got a sense of expansion from, and in my day, I think it made a difference too in how I move through the rest of my day, because I do feel much more just connected to myself and to you, but to myself as well. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really appreciating this and the safe space that was created here by this. This was great.
Well, safe journeys.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you hopefully next time.
Hopefully.
I feel a little awkward because I want all of you guys to share too, and yet we were like more the participants. So I'll just say I got so much out of today. I had a really hard night of sleep. I'm having some pretty challenging things that have been going on for decades, but I am finding some answers finally. So I came in pretty heavy, and I'm leaving. It was just so helpful to hear like the example you guys did together, and then hear from other people in the group. And just like get the sense of like the beauty of everybody. And I think I felt more at the end, Yosi, you're asking me like, if I honor the part that wanted more consistency in my life with community and that longing plus the good feelings that I had, that was an experiential, invitation to even more depth in my body. So there's so much. I got a lot out of today, and we have friends coming over later, and we're going to be doing more of this. And I was feeling really heavy and like, oh, and now I feel like, oh, maybe I can finish cleaning the house. Have fun. So I'm
Yep.
grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if you guys want to close now, don't have to wait the 5 minutes.
Yeah. Val, anything you want to say?
No, just not a great note to end on, but there's construction on my end. I don't know if you guys have been able to hear it intermittently when I've been talking, but the people above me have been so I'm not sure if I necessarily got the meditative aspect as much as clearly everybody else got, which is amazing. And it was definitely good to remind myself, like, nope, you should do that even despite what's going on. But I had a really good time hearing from everyone, and I'm happy to hear that the breakout group exercise was good as well. And happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Okay. Pauline, do you want to say anything else? You want to?
Just really grateful again for everyone who showed up today. And you all didn't get to experience that. A couple people just came in during the breakouts. I got to say hi to them. It was just really sweet to see who was wanting to spend time here today and the beautiful diversity and from all over the world. It seems people are interested in connecting in this way. And it just really makes my heart sing. So thank you, Yosi, for hosting this.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting. All right. Well, have a great weekend full of love and spread the love, share the love towards yourself and other people and whatever it is. And love your food, love your home, love your pet, love your friends, love the universe, whatever. You can look in all kinds of different ways.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. And yes, we look forward to seeing you again on March 15th, same time. So you can look forward to receiving invitations to that as well.